And so to the Melbourne Cup, and a truly international outcome. A horse bred in America, trained in France, ridden by a French jockey based in Hong Kong and owned in Australia. It was a story of two Melbourne mates, successful businessmen, looking for a good stayer overseas that had qualified for the Cup here that was within their price range. To cut a long story short, they were offered a horse called Americain for $225,000 US. They knew they were in the hunt when it won its first Australian start, the Geelong Cup, a week ago. And the horse today raced into history with a decisive win. Bart Cummings' new wonder horse, So You Think, finished third, and we'll tell that story in a moment. But late today I spoke with one of the owners, Kevin Bamford, and the jockey, Gerald Mosse, at Flemington. Kevin Bamford, watching the race, when did you give yourself a real chance with Americain?
Kerry, I've got to tell you that I couldn't work out which horse it was for a while.
But not for long.
It was only about 150 metres, I think, or 200 metres to go that I picked the horse out again. And then it was basically over, and I couldn't believe it. He hit the front when I worked out which horse we were on. Everybody else is better at finding their horse in a race than me.
Well, I guess that means you'll probably be watching the replay quite a few times.
I've actually watched it a couple of times already, but yes.
So how did it feel when it really sank in that you'd actually won the Cup?
Oh, it hasn't yet.
No?
It hasn't. It's too hard to believe. It's just... This horse has just been a dream from the day we bought it. I mean, it's won 5 straight. And you don't buy a horse that just wins every time, except that we've managed to do it.
Well, that's right. Since you've bought him, all he's done is win.
No horse, and apparently they all get the statistics out, and no horse has won 5 straight to win the Melbourne Cup. And the barrier 12 apparently is a very bad barrier compared with 11. And then there was a scratching this morning, so we came out of 11. And Jerry, my partner, his wife, was 60. I might get in trouble for mentioning that, but her birthday is today.
Yeah, her 60th
so
birthday.
Everything was just put into place.
Gerald Mosse, you've ridden this horse to 4 wins before today. When did you first realise how good Americain was?
Well, I started to ride him the first time in Chantilly, and I ran 5th in the small race. But I talked to the trainer when I jumped off, because it was the first time this season, and I tell him, well, we have a serious horse there. We have to be able to growing up step by step, but he's going to go very far, because the way he showed me, the way I feel, then I was definitely believed that he's going to be a superstar.
How did you plan to ride Americain today, and were you able to stick to your plan?
I was speaking to the owner, and I was explaining to them then, I will not be happy to be too much inside. It's a big horse, he have a big stride, he need to get space to gallop, and then all the way back from the 2,400 to the probably 1,400, I just be relaxed, don't move, follow the other one, put an eye on So You Think, to make sure that I will see he's traveling a bit strongly, and I will say, well, he's going to pay that one day.
So you did go into the race with the thought that however else the race panned out, you were going to keep your eye on So You Think.
Well, everybody talk about him, and he's a superstar, and I looking before the race, he looked like a superstar, and he's a superstar. So definitely I'm not going to look the 200 to 1 horse. I was looking for one of the favorites, and then he performed very strongly on the heavy ground, and it was a question mark about the distance, but I was thinking, well, I was not looking for him, but definitely when I see him at the 1,400, and he was something like 3.5 lengths in front, I said, well, I have to keep focus on him. I was looking around me, and nothing was going that good, so he was the only one traveling and cruising between horses with too much horse under him, so I just take my time to say, okay, I keep an eye on him, and then I will go to catch him later.
And how did you feel as you passed the post?
For me, the race was already I would say, done at the 250. When I start to think, then my horse start to increase his weight, and then I know that I get enough petrol under me, and horse, when I just start to squeeze him, he start to, you know, increase the speed, and on the timing, I was believed then it's going to be easy.
Americain, trained-ridden, scored by 2 lengths Maluckyday. So you think it's run third?
Kevin, what now for Americain?
I believe we're going to Hong Kong to run in the Vase, which is a 1.5 mile Group 1, and then back to France for the horse. And look, you know, a year's a long time, and it's hard to work it out, but if everything goes well, it'll be pretty much the same route as this year, and he'll come back and have another go at the Cup.
Well, Kevin Bamford, Gerald Mosse, thank you both very much for sharing this moment with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I love Australia.
And I love America.
And why wouldn't he love Australia now?